Uh, so there are actually two products. One is Ledger Vision, which performs automatic. Shall I start, sir?
Yes, sir, you can start, sir.
Yeah. So there are actually two products. One is Ledger Vision. It is for automatic Tally Ledger Scrutiny. So we must have read and learn audit with the help of computer and all those things. But it is audit through computer. So it pulls data from Tally and run the scrutiny. So basic idea behind the development of software is that to eliminate dependency on skilled staff, to have 100% checking with speed and to reduce cost as well as time also. And another software there, Ledger Fusion, which prepares Schedule 3 and the output will be in Excel format. So I will start with the presentation. So as just sir has said, we have developed this software in 2019. This is me and this is my partner. So we were the founder of the company. I think currently we are the only one in this automatic Tally Ledger Scrutiny scenario. So we are the pioneer one also. So let's start with the presentation. So what are the current challenges right now? In all over India, I have seen this thing. There is a resource crunch. So we never find a trained and experienced candidate. And because you know the tax audit and all those things are very that calls for a high skill set. So getting good candidates, good employees is very difficult right now. So then what happened? We have to train them, correct? Then there is an inconsistency of standard auditing documents also. Again, we are fighting with the government for our due dates, etc. There is stringent timelines. For this, we work very hard, and there is a gap between, effort to reward ratio is very low. So there is a gap between the amount or volume what we do for the completion of the audit and finalization of Tally company and what the fees we get. Again, we have to follow them up. There is a outstanding dues from clients also. Again, there is no uniformity in ledger scrutiny process. And inexperienced account stream from client end is also adding the problems with account writing, and then it is making us our life difficult because we have to take care of the whatever the data provided by the client. Then we have to go through the ledgers, vouchers. We have to take care of the scrutiny. Then we have to finalize the Tally company. So these are the problems from current practice management. And there are many regulatory actions we must have heard. Increased non-compliance cases against chartered accountants. Then many disclosures are required, like CARO 220 is there, Schedule 3 is there. From client side, it is experience from my articleship. We are following the client from April and they end up in September. They come with 11th hour and with heavy expectations. So it is very difficult. We have to stretch our working hours. We start our office from 10 a.m. and we must be working around 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. So because we have to finalize everything within the due date. So that's how it works. So clients are expecting some much more higher and they arrive at 11th hour. That is the problem. And then our team is also expecting something. They want professional growth, quality of work. They want work-life balance, and they don't want minimum. They want minimum travel time. Most of the time, they were looking for system automation, etc. So to take care of these things, Ledger Vision is there. So why Ledger Vision is there? So basically, it provides high quality base level, base level ledger scrutiny books of account. Okay, so there are around 67 reports. Which covers your GST audit, tax audit, statutory audit, internal audit. It also includes 2A, 2B reconciliation, etc. It provides sampling also, and there is a continuous review and process of improvement is there. Originally, when it was launched, there were only 22 reports. Now it is having 67 reports, and you must have seen this Ledger Fusion. We have added the new software also, which is launched 3 months back only, but it has received very, very good experience, very good response from the clients. So, what are the key benefits of Ledger Vision? There are 220 plus inbuilt tools which takes care of your GST, TDS, company law, tax audit, statutory dues, and cover, etc. It saves a lot of time. So I can say, suppose the volume of the Tally company, say 10,000 Tally accounting entries are there. It takes around 5 minutes to complete the scrutiny. It is so fast. And again, it checks each and every voucher and ledger. So 100% checking is there, no test checking is there. So you can rely on the system. Again, no judgmental calls, so no deviation in the results. Uniformity in the report. Many of the clients given me feedback that our reports are useful for peer review also, and uh, it's it's a helps you as an expert system, and it improves accuracy also. So you must be knowing that Tally is very flexible. Like there are multiple accounting styles. One can have its own customized vouchers in Tally. Like it can change the he can change the name of the existing Tally vouchers, or he can have new voucher types also. We'll take care of that. Then there is no discipline as such in Tally grouping. You can have any ledger under any group. For example, you can open fixed asset ledger under bank group and Tally will allow it. So there is no as such discipline in hierarchy of accounts grouping. So we have to take care of that also. And now for using Ledger Vision, you don't have to maintain the standard Tally grouping because Ledger Vision is configurable one. You have to configure each Tally company once in a lifetime, and then it will be taken care by software because it's a machine learning. It compares and captures everything automatically. So next time on it will be a plug and play. You have to just pull the data and run the scripting. No need to activate inbuilt Tally feature as such. Like there are many features in Tally like TDS and relating to TDS or GST, etc. But you don't have to activate those features. Software takes care automatically, and it handles multiple GST TDS accounting styles also. What is multiple GST TDS accounting style? In case of GST, you must have seen that there can be only three ledgers of GST: CGST, SGST, IGST, and all rates or etc. All details are maintained and at stock level, stock item level, or GST classification level, etc. Or there can be bifurcation of ledgers, like input and output bifurcation is there. Again, in input, rate-wise accounting is there. So there are multiple accounting styles, and we take care of all accounting styles because we want to bifurcate data client-wise, so party-wise, rate-wise, expenditure-wise, category-wise, etc. Um, Now, what is the magic behind? It is very fast. I can say in last week only, I have scrutinized a company having 3,41,000 ledgers, more than 22,000 stock items, and so 3,41,000 vouchers and around 80,000 ledgers. So the huge data. It takes around 3.5 hours to complete the scrutiny with the help of machine having 16 GB RAM. But manually, it takes around 2 months for the team of 6 to 7 people. So you can see how much time we have saved. We have completed the work of 2 months in 3 hours only, 3.5 hours only. This is the very most important thing: data confidentiality. Software is desktop-based software. Okay, so no need of internet is there. Whatever there are, we need to pull the data from Tally to Ledger Vision. So whatever data pulled by the Ledger Vision, it will be maintained on your desktop only. So there will be data confidentiality. Our team is not having any control on your data pulled by Ledger Vision. Okay? So rest assured that data will be confidential, and it will data integrity will also maintained by the software. Again, you don't have to export something from Tally and then import into Ledger Vision. Within a click of a button, it will pull everything from Tally to Ledger Vision. It is a scalable. You can have scrutiny of any single company for n number of time, or you can have n number of companies for scrutiny. So there is no restriction as such. As I said, there are 220 rules, and it is a configurable one. So suppose default Tally grouping is there, 90% configuration is done by software automatically. But some of the configurations like the related parties, or if you have received any declaration for non-deduction of TDS or declaration for turnover having more than 10 crores in previous year, all these you have to manually tick only because software will not be able to tick because how software will understand who are the debtors or creditors who are related parties. So some of the areas where manual intervention is required, but it is only tick mark. So it is very easy. There are drop downs, there are lists. You have to just tick them. So there are 4 steps. One step is you have to pull the data from Tally. Then one-time configuration is there. We run the scrutiny and you will get the reports. All the reports are visible on screen, and all the reports are downloadable to Excel also. So reports covers basic accounting principles, income tax, company law, and GST provisions. Now, what are the results? So in case of GST, we check each and every GST entry. So there can be n number of permutation and combination of wrong accounting GST entries. Like there can be output instead of input, or both the CGST ledger used, both the SGST ledger used, or one CGST ledger of 5% is used and SGST ledger of 18% is used. So there is no limit. Any kind of wrong accounting of GST is captured by the software. Then we provide you 2 and 2B reconciliation. There are some of the USPs I will be showing in the demo. Then we will provide you ready-made RCM report. You can identify block credit. You will find out the duplicate GST number. Then segregation of data, which is very, very important for GSTR 99C, rate-wise, expenditure-wise, party-wise. And in case of TDS and tax audit, we capture, so we provide TDS scrutiny and we provide the segregation of data, TDS category-wise, expenditure-wise, rate-wise, creditor-wise. So in case of TDS scrutiny, we capture whether there is no TDS or short TDS or excess TDS. And from that segregation, you can have your disallowances and you can have the 34A table, which is important for tax audit. And then there are many tables like 43B, 216 SST, asset addition, deletion. So there are a number of tables provided, which are very important for tax audits. Now, in case of basic accounting, we capture whether capital expenditure is routed through revenue expenditure, or we can check spelling mistakes of ledgers groups and ledger names. Then we capture hidden loans, or there is a tendency, you must be knowing, people get money lending or money borrowing and they hide everything under debtors and creditors. So we capture that also. Then we provide the higher discounting. There is options as per your audit mortality. You can decide your higher discounts. You can decide your capital to revenue expenditure threshold limit, and accordingly software will run the scrutiny. Other reports like aging analysis is there, cash related section like 43 to 16 SST, ST 44AB, negative cash, etc. There are more than 22 analytical reports. Then opening balance reconciliation. So there are multiple reports. So now we capture basic accounting principles for creditors, debtors, like debtors having opening credit balance or closing credit balance, or creditors having opening debit balance, closing debit balance, accounts covered up during the list of ledgers not having transaction, etc. So there are many reports. Now about upcoming events, we have updated software with 194Q and 206C. We are working on MIS reports and dashboards so that you can provide virtual CFO services to your client. There will be around 37 reports. So similarly, once you pull the data, within 2 or 3 minutes, you will get all the reports. There are multiple MIS reports. And now what happened right now, those who are into business of virtual CFO, they have to maintain multiple employees who are expert in Excel and big Power BI, etc. And it takes around 10 to 15 days to complete the reporting. And for that, you have to charge around 20,000-30,000 to client. So suppose you are having any such software where no employees are required, you can charge the services with lower fees so that you can get multiple clients, and your client will also be satisfied that you are providing good quality of service with lower fees. And my motto is there should be ease of doing audit, and we will prosper when our client will prosper. So if you provide good CFO services to client, your client will prosper, and accordingly you will also prosper. So that is the motto behind. Now there is additional feature, auto update of Tally. Now what happened, as I said, we don't get good supporting staff or good accounting staff. Right now software is providing you errors. Then who is going to update those errors in Tally? So there is a feature. It is a beta version, but right now the feature is there in software. We are providing the errors and we are suggesting the correct options. If you accept those options, you have to just upload that report in Tally, and we will change everything in Tally. We will update the entries, we will alter the entries, we will change the ledger masters, whatever the errors are there, so short TDS or wrong GST accounting entries or wrong accounting entries, everything will be changed by software automatically. So it will save the time of scrutiny also, and according to that scrutiny, the changes will be done by software automatically. So the time required to finalize the Tally company will be reduced to the greater extent. Okay, so you don't have to stretch your accounting, your office work to complete the scrutiny. So these are the feedbacks received. In last year, we have completed one Tally company having 2.4 lakh vouchers, so it takes around 2.5 hours. There are many frauds are discovered by the software. So we are not intended to detect fraud, but software is helping in that areas also. And then another Schedule 3 automation tool is there. Now, why Ledger Fusion was there? Because our clients were after us to design some kind of tool There are many tools to prepare financial statement, but one problem with those tools is their output is either in PDF format or in crystal format or in Word format. So people were asking me there should be some tool which will provide you output in Excel format, and for that purpose we have developed the Ledger Fusion. Ledger Fusion pulls tally data seamlessly. Now data means we pull opening and closing balances for previous year as well as current year. Uh, there is a configuration, one-time Excel-based configuration is required. Output is in Excel format only. So you will get all the formulas, all the linking. So right now what we are doing, we are manually preparing the balance sheet in Excel format. In the same fashion only you will get the Excel output. It is right now it is useful for Schedule 3, updated Schedule 3 requirements are there. Then it is preparing partnership, LLP, individual and HUF. In next week only there will be trust, AOP, BOI formats also. And we will calculate deferred tax, current tax, company law depreciation, IT depreciation. We will be providing cash flow for you. There will be hyperlinks. You can jump from balance sheet to notes or from P&L to notes, and again you can jump back to balance sheet. We will be providing you standard significant accounting policies, standard management representation data. Rounding of option is there. You can have figures in hundreds, thousands, lakhs, and crores. If you want only current year balance sheet, that feature is also available. Yes, consolidation of balance sheet is the big hurdle. That is also there. You can, because I am having one client, this takes around 8 days to consolidate the balance sheet, but with the help of software, within 1 year, 1 hour, I can consolidate the balance sheet right now. So it saves a lot of time and energy. And again, standardized output is there, ready to print. You have to just take the print out and sign the balance sheet. So this is our website, ledgervision.in. I can show you the website so that you can, or you can contact me, or you can write to me here, and you can download those demo version. Let's start with the demo. So this is my Tally company. I am having older Tally data because I cannot show you current Tally data for demo. Acha. So this is my Ledger Vision. I will stop this presentation. Okay, so this is the Ledger Vision. You can see software has detected the Tally company. How it is detected? You can see this is the port number. So in technical language, it is known as ODBC server. For this, it is a one-time configuration. You have to go to F12 and go to advanced configuration. And here, right now, Tally ERP9 is acting as none. You have to change it to both. And ODBC server, you have to change it to yes. Now, this is 9000 is the default port number, so it is captured by software automatically. But suppose it is 10,022, then you have to manually write here 10,022. Okay. So this is the window from where Tally can communicate with any of the software. Important thing is this software works on Tally as well as Prime also, and even it works on education mode of Tally also. So in case of Tally Prime, you have to go to help, go to settings, go to connectivity, and you will get this kind of configuration from that window. Okay. So this is one-time configuration. You can select the companies. If there are multiple companies open in the Tally, all will be listed over here. Important thing is you have to decide the period. Okay, so if you want to have a 1 month scrutiny, you have to select same period. Suppose you want to have a scrutiny of April, so you have to select the April 1st April to 31st April in Tally as well as Ledger Vision also. So matching the period is important thing. All the instructions are given here, and let's pull the data. Software pulls ledgers, masters, vouchers, stock item, cost center. Everything will be pulled on monthly basis. So suppose the huge data is there, then it will not hang the Tally because Tally will provide data on monthly basis. Software pulls each and every ledger, master, voucher, stock item, cost center on monthly basis, so that data will be seamlessly pulled. As I said, it will be maintained on your desktop only, and no internet is required. So data will be securely stored at your end only. We don't have any control on your data. So once data is pulled, you need to configure the Tally company. So I'm not going into details of configuration because there are videos available. You can get the manual also, and all the instructions are given by software only. Like in Google Map, how the lady instructs us whether to take right turn, whether to take left turn. Similarly, all the instructions are given by the lady from Ledger Vision. So I will be just showing you how configuration is done, important one, and we can run the scrutiny because there are 67 reports. I want to cover maximum reports so that you will understand how the life can be easy with the help of Ledger Video. So as I said, there are buttons you will get help, or if you click the audio play audio button, you will get the audio help also. Okay. So there are 37 categories on which the Ledger Vision has written the Ledger Scrutiny rules. And if the basic accounting or basic grouping is used by the user, default tally grouping is used, then software maps everything automatically. You can see bank is mapped in front of bank, branch, division in front of the, so everything is mapped automatically. Now, for if you click any of the field, you will get all the groups from balance sheet as well as P&L. So you have to take care. So, for example, now in this case, you can see the capital 1, 2, 3. It is not the default tally group. Okay. In that case, you will find this blank or NA. It means either that capital group is not available in tally or the default name has been changed. So the simple thing is you have to go to balance sheet and see. So you can see the capital 1, 2, 3, the name changed. Loans liability new is the name changed by the default names are changed by the user. Fixed asset WIP is there or new investment. So all this will be shown blank. Then you have to just tick in front of those groups and select the name what you have found from the tally balance sheet and just tick. So this is the configuration. Another important thing is, suppose by default software is capturing duties and taxes for GST input and output. But many cases I have seen that GST input is kept under purchases and GST output is kept under sales. So simple thing, you have to just tick and go for purchases. You have to tick the purchases over here. Then software will understand, okay, GST input is kept under purchases and GST output is kept under sales. As simple as that. So let's jump to next configuration and then we will run the scrutiny because that is the important thing. Here software decides from tally company information whether it is company, person, HUF or what is the state of registration. If nothing is mentioned, then you can manually provide the details. And then GST mapping, here it maps whether it is input, output ledger, what is the rate, etc. In TDS mapping, it will map TDS, TCS ledgers also. So those ledgers which are not TDS, then those will be shown as NA and TDS ledgers will be mapped as per your categories. Suppose there is only one TDS payable ledger and all the entries of TDS, be it for 194A, C, Z, H, AI, whatever it is, but every entry is posted to only one TDS payable ledger, then it is very difficult to bifurcate data category wise. For that, we have given additional configuration next page. I will explain that and then we can run the scrutiny. So there are additional tools also like reconciliation of opening balance, reconciliation of 2A and 2B. That will be also, I will demonstrate. But there are other 60 reports also. Okay. So you can see there are creditors, debtors, GST ledgers, the GST related expenditure ledgers are there. Prepaid. So there are multiple configurations. I will explain the creditors so you will understand how the configuration works. Like these are the creditors. All the creditors will be listed over here. And if the GST number or PAN number is maintained in tally, that will be reflected over here. So from the GST number, software will determine whether the creditor is within state or out of the state. But suppose GST number is not there, like in this case, the software will read entries. If IGST entries are there, then it will be determined as out of the state. If CGST, SGST entries are there, then it will be termed as within state. But if nothing is there, it will be shown as NA. Yes, no GST entries are there. Now, either from GST number or PAN number, it will determine whether it is person, HUF, firm, whatever the case may be. But if nothing is there, by default, we have given the firm, company status as firm because we have taken the conservative view. In case of 194C, we calculate TDS at 2%. But by reading the nomenclature, if you know it is a person, you can change it manually to person. Okay. Then if you have received the TDS declarations, you can tick mark. If you have received the related party related details, you can tick mark. Okay. And if you know the turnover of previous year is 10 crore, more than 10 crores, you can tick. Now this related party option is available in debtors, creditors, loans and advances, and loans and liabilities. I was telling about the single TDS payable ledger in tally. So you have to go to this expense and asset addition here. All the expenses and assets will be listed. And by reading the nomenclature, software will provide the category. automatically. You can have multiple categories to any single expenditure also. But it is suggested that you should go once to see whether software has correctly mapped everything. And for example, if spelling mistakes are there, I have seen commission spelling is normally mistaken, so software will not be provided 194H. So you can manually change the required uh, TDS category also. So take, or suppose it captures interest word, so it may provide the 194A to interest on GST or TDS also. You have to change that if that has been given by the software. So as simple as that. And from this, we will bifurcate data. So what we do from the expenditure, we go to creditors or debtors or loans and liabilities or prepaid or postpaid entries, and we capture the TDS related details. Okay. So let's jump to rules. So there are all rules ticked by software by default, but right now our clients using this software for monthly checking of GST also. So you have to just tick GST and software will check only GST entry. If you tick TDS, it will check only TDS entry. So you can have selective scrutiny also. Right now I am going for entire scrutiny. Acha, simple thing is everything, whatever the configuration done will be saved in the system, and you can download everything in Excel also. So suppose you have configured everything on your machine. Now your employee is going for the scrutiny on another machine. He can import the configuration done by you in Excel. So thereby it will be sure. Suppose if he commits mistake in configuration, his result will be wrong results. Okay, so it is a simple thing. Garbage in, garbage out options is there. So if you prepare mistake, commits mistake in configuration, results will be wrong. So that's why standard configuration is very important. So senior members need to look into the configuration once, and they can store the configuration in Excel file. So I'm going for the scrutiny. In the background window, you can see software is running the scrutiny. So it runs multiple rules on single voucher at a time, so that it can reduce the time. Now this company is having around 900 ledgers and 2,500 entries. So it takes around 40-50 seconds to complete the scrutiny. Now the speed of the scrutiny depends upon number of ledgers, number of vouchers, stock items, and the size of your RAM. Minimum RAM required is 4 GB. But suppose you are going for huge tally company like 80,000 entries or 40,000 entries or 1 lakh entries, then it is suggested that use server having 10 GB, 12 GB RAM, so that it takes care. And otherwise, what happens? Tally gets hang, and if Tally is hanged, then software will be helpless. So it is the problem from Tally, because we have to pull the data from Tally and then run the scrutiny. So if Tally is not helping us, then we will not be able to do anything. That's why heavy RAM is required. So you can see 55 seconds required to complete the 911 ledgers checking and 2485 vouchers. Let's see whether 100% checking is done or not. So you can see number of ledgers are 911 and total number of vouchers are 2489, out of which 4 are cancelled. So 2485 are the total vouchers checked by the software. Now software is providing you the overview that there is a difference between opening balance, how many entries of GST are correct. Pass means correct entries and fail means wrong entries. How many entries are wrong in case of TDS, how many. So this is the overview of each and every category. 37 categories are there. Thereby you will understand the quality of data maintained by the client. And you can download everything in Excel. So if you click this button, you will get all 22 analytical reports in single Excel file. Then you can download GST reports, you can download tax audit related reports, you can download aging analysis, and additional reports are there. And all the reports are here. You can jump to reports from these hyperlinks also, and all the reports are given in the screen also. So let's start with the important reports. So in case of TDS, there are 3 reports. One report is for TDS scrutiny, another one is party wise summary, and last one is combination of both TDS expenditure and fixed asset price. So now, as I said, we capture the TDS from 8 areas like payment to creditors or advances to creditors. Sometimes debtors and creditors is the same party. So if the payment to debtor is there, we capture that area also. Then direct cash payment, direct bank payment, prepaid entries, provision entries, loans and advances, fixed asset. So these are 8 to 9 areas from where we capture the TDS details. Now you can see the bill reference, voucher and voucher type is shown as NA. The reason behind we are working TDS scrutiny on totality basis. For example, in case of 194C, we take the total of credits or total payments. If it is crossing 1 lakh rupees, then TDS is applicable. If it is below 1 lakh, then we see whether any single TDS entry of 30,000 or more than 30,000 is there or not. Otherwise, TDS will be shown as not liable. So this is the status here. If you say fail entries, you will get all the problematic entries where TDS is not there, not deducted or short deducted. So in this case, software is saying fail. Why? Because no TDS is deducted. Ledger is interest on unsecured loan, 18,000 rupees paid. So technically there should be 1,800 rupees as the TDS. At that time, 10% was the rate. Now you can see that ledger is shown as HDFC Bank. This means the direct payment of interest is made. No interest passed through the parties. So they have not paid to any particular party. So there can be two options. Either they have paid to multiple parties or they must have paid to single parties. We don't know. So, but we have captured the entry. Now it is the duty of auditor to have a discussion with the client whether they have paid to single one or multiple parties. So if you go to Tally, so interest on unsecured loan. So this is the single entry where you can see direct payment is made, no party is there. Or in this case, audit fees payable instead of on 50,000 they have deducted 2,000. Technically 5,000 should be the entry. Or in case of this Chandan Singh, 194C is applicable. Total amount is 166,500. So technically 166,500 should be the TDS, but 500 is deducted. Let's see. I am showing this because there are multiple entries in Chandan Singh. So Chandan Singh is the party. Now you have to select entire year and select the columnar option. So what happens? You will get how much the payment is done and how much the amount credited. So you can see both are matching. And actual TDS deducted is 500 only. Now software is saying there should be TDS of 1,665. So this is how the scrutiny is done. Then second report is party-wise TDS summary. Here you will get all the parties. If direct cash payment or direct bank payment is there, then we will treat that entry as a direct as a party, cash or bank. Then we will get the TDS ledgers used from Tally, TDS category, rate, and whether the then total bill amount, what should be the actual TDS, what should be the applicable TDS, what should be the actual TDS, or what is the actual TDS, and whether it is pass or fail. But most important report is this TDS expenditure wise. It is actually combination of these two reports. Here you will get the TDS categories, TDS rate, all the parties are there, and all expenditures and fixed assets are there. Okay. So very important report. Here in front of though we are showing whether TDS is liable, not liable, short TDS is there, excess TDS is there, not liable, still paid. So all the TDS status are given, and all the expenses are written in one column, one below the other, and then they are bifurcated. In expenses liable to TDS are shown separately, and expenses not liable to TDS are shown. So with this report, you can understand that we have captured each and every expenditure. Nothing is left from our side. And then where the expenses are liable, we will be calculating actual applicable amount of TDS and what is the actual deducted TDS. So TDS applicable amount and TDS deducted amount. Suppose if TDS deducted amount is less than applicable amount, then we will calculate the disallowance for you also. Okay. So the rate of TDS will be there and the rate of disallowance will be there. Now you can download this report to Excel because you wanted to have the 34A table. So download this report to Excel, use pivot table on TDS category and use filter to this TDS status column, and you will get ready-made 34A table. 34A requires your TDS category wise and expenditure wise details. So bifurcation of data is very easy with the help of software. Only 55 seconds required. Use of Excel will help you in the TDS scrutiny. Then tax audit data is there, cash sections are there. So you can see section 48.3 to section SST and SC there. In case of transport, the limit is 35,000. For other expenditures, limit is 10,000. So whenever the limit is crossed in a single day, we take the total of the single day, and if the limit is crossed, both will be shown over here. Then what is probable unsecured loan? So these are the debtors and creditors having only receipt and payment entries. Suppose any money lending and money borrowing transactions are there, and if those are hidden under debtors and creditors. So what we are doing, this is the list where no purchases, no sales, or no JV entries are there. Only receipt and payment entries are there. So it will shortlist the data. You can go through the ledgers. If you find something suspicious, you can have a discussion with the client, and then you can take, either you ask them to post the entries, or then otherwise you can take those ledgers under 269 SST reporting. Then related party transactions are there. So you can see, you will get the details of voucher type, voucher number, voucher date, amount, party, etc. But relation and nature of transaction is not available. Why? Because software is not that much smart enough to understand the relation from mere entry. So you have to have a discussion with client, and then you can write down the relation with the party and the nature of transaction. Then we will provide you statutory dues report. Here you will get PSIC, PF, GST, TDS, TCS, PTRC, etc. And so the two columns are provided over here. You can see the due date is, for example, in case of ASIC, in the month of April, due date is 15th of April. This is not the due date for April. This is the due date for the payment of opening balance. Means March due date is 15th April. April due date is 15th May. May is 15th of June. Okay, and so on. So there are two columns provided. One is payment before due date and one is payment after due date. So if payment is after due date, we will calculate 1 month delay, and we will calculate the interest also. Okay. And suppose the interest is not paid, then we will go on calculating cumulative interest also, and everything is matching with the Tally. So now it is requested that you need to check, or you need to compare this report with actual challans, because what happened, there can be difference between actual payment date and actual entry date, because this report is prepared on the dates entered in Tally. Delay can be wrongly calculated. So if the challan is saying that it is paid within the due date, then you can alter this in Excel also, because this report is downloadable to Excel also. Then 269 SST table is there. So you will get all the parties. So you can see if GST number or PAN number is not there, that will not be reflecting over here. To take care of this, we have given this update Tally option. You can download the Ledger Masters. I have already downloaded. So in this Ledger Masters, you can see all the ledgers with all the masters are given. You can add whatever missing. Like if you told your accountant to update everything, he will not update anything, because it is very tedious task. You have to enter into Ledger Master, update the number, again come out of the Ledger Master, go to another one. So instead of that, we have given this Excel sheet. Go on writing the PAN number or GST number, whatever missing, or opening balances, etc. Go on writing and upload this report from here only. Upload the Ledger Masters, and everything will be updated in Tally. Now you can see it is a beta version. Again, you can download the voucher masters also. So in voucher masters, you will get all the details. So voucher number wise vouchers are given, and software is suggesting the details that GST is failing, whatever the case may be. You can change the amounts over here also. Okay. So and update, and the corrected entries will be updated in Tally automatically. So I'm trying to make it very, very user friendly, and it will be very easy for you. Now many of the CAs are requesting us to have something for whenever there is a intraday trading data from client. It is very difficult to enter everything in Tally. So this will help you. You can copy paste from your Excel sheet to in this sheet, and everything will be prepared. So simple thing is, we will be providing you options where automatically ledgers will be created in Tally, automatically entries will be created in Tally. It will save a great deal of time, and you don't have to depend on skilled worker. Anybody who knows how to operate Excel can enter everything in Tally. So I was on different report. So in 269 SST, all the ledgers will be listed. If GST number or PAN number is there, that will be listed. Then what is the opening balance, what is the closing balance, whether it is squared off or not, that has been given. And then cash, so receipt will be bifurcated, whether the amount is received in cash, bank, ODCC or JV, and what is the interest amount. And the payment is also bifurcated, whether it is paid through cash, bank, ODCC or only mere JV entries there. And what is the highest closing balance during the year. Now, though this data is older one, but for the demo purpose, I can show you the TDS TCS report. What we have done, as per your tick marks and your configuration, we have captured the data and cases where turnover is more than 50 lakh. Okay. So, if the GST number or PAN number is there, then rate will be 0.1, otherwise rate will be 1%. And in case of creditors, we have shown the opening balances also. We have shown the billed amount and amount received or paid. So what happened? We are given the applicable TCS and actual TCS. And we have given the applicable TDS. While calculation of TDS, what we have done, we have captured the total payment, then we have deducted the opening balances, then we have deducted rupees 50 lakhs, and on balance amount, we have calculated the TDS. So actual TCS is there, applicable TCS is there, actual TDS is there, applicable TDS is there, and pending TDS and TCS is there. So it is very handy report. You can first verify. So any pending things are there, you can ask to add the entries, or you can update the data accordingly. Then just let's go to GST. Very important things. As I said, we check each and every GST entry. That's why you will get the voucher number and date as well. So you will get ledger name, voucher number, date, amount, voucher type, etc. And now on screen you will get all fail entries, but if you download this report to Excel, you will get fail as well as pass entries. So in this case, software is saying fail, but GST is matching. So amount wise there is no problem, rate wise and amount wise. Technically it is a problem. Software is saying CGST and SGST applicable, but IGST entry is posted. The name of the ledger is Agni Devices Delhi. Now this company is from Maharashtra and Agni Devices is from Delhi. So technically IGST entry is correct one. And why software is saying CGST is applicable? So if you go to that ledger master, give you the answer. So here the company is from Delhi, but GST number is from Maharashtra. So software is getting confused. So you have to take correct course of action. Either if the GST number is wrong, then you have to change the GST number. If entry is wrong, then you have to change the entry. So here you can see CGST amount is 27,500, HGST amount is 22,500. Technically, both entries should be matching at 9%. It should be 22,500. So all the wrong accounting of GST is captured. So it is suggested work on weekly or monthly basis. Check the wrong accounting, correct the wrong accounting, have a correct 2A to B reconciliation. You can pay correct amount of GST. You can file the correct returns as well. Okay. So this is very handy, useful tool. Now, party by GST summary and P&L by GST summary, I will be showing this on Excel so that you will understand how results are given in Excel also. So, in Excel, party by summary means we are given ledger group. If the direct cash receipts or cash payments are there, or bank receipts, bank payments are there, that will be treated as party. So all parties will be given, GST rate is given, amount is given, whether income or expenditure, and input output was CGST, HGST, IGST is bifurcated. And similarly, P&L related details are bifurcated. I have inserted two columns manually, but you can see in this you will get direct expenses, fixed asset, indirect expenses, indirect income, sales and purchases. Okay. So if you want only, I have inserted two columns. One is for GSTR 9 and GSTR 9C. Though GST 9.9 is not mandatory for us right now, but if client is crossing the threshold limit of turnover, or if client is requesting us to file the GSTR 9.9C, then we have to bifurcate the data. That's why the bifurcation is there. So if you want sales rate wise, only thing is you have to select the sales and use the pivot table over here. You will get sales rate wise. Or GSTR 9, they want us to bifurcate data like total GST on services, or total GST on capital goods, or total GST on normal goods. So remove income ledgers, read the nomenclature, go on writing whether it is service, whether it is capital goods, whether it is normal goods. How many ledgers are there? There are 55 ledgers. So go on writing for 55 times. And on this C column, use pivot table, you will get ready-made bifurcated data like total GST on services, total GST on capital goods, and total GST on normal purchase of goods. Similarly, in GSTR 9C, table number 14 is there, where 18 headings are available. Originally, only 10 headings are there, but they have updated the forms and 18 headings are there. Now, you can see all the 55 ledgers, we have to fit either of the category of the 18 headings. So, similarly, you have to use, now freight is the ready-made category available in table 14, use freight. But labor charges is not the category, but employee cost is the category. So, use employee cost. And go on writing. If nothing is available, then go on writing other expenditure. Have a pivot table on this D column. You can insert pivot table from here. Okay. So have a pivot table. You will get ready-made bifurcation of data of table number 14 in 18 heading. Just copy paste in the form. So filing of GSM 99 SIM. Then RCM related report is also there. So there is the option in configuration. You can decide the ledgers where RCM is applicable. You can decide the rate of RCM, GST also, and accordingly software will give you monthly RCM amount. Take the total and cross verify with the tally. If any excess amount other than this, any excess amount is there in the entry, then it is a wrong entry. If any lower entry is passed, lower amount entry is passed, then again it is a wrong accounting of RCM. So you can compare this report with actual accounting entries, and then you can decide whether correct accounting is done or not. Then next, so I have skipped some of the report. I am showing only important one. Let's jump to aging analysis. For debtors and creditors, aging analysis is given, and originally it was designed on the basis of FIFO, on the basis of bill-wise accounting. But I have seen that 80% of the people don't follow bill-wise accounting, and remaining 20% though activate the features of bill-wise accounting, but most of the time they pass on accounting entries. So that's why our closing balances were not matching with their closing balances. That's why forcefully I have to design this report on FIFO method. So what is the FIFO method? We take total of the payment, we deduct opening balance from that, then we deduct bills one by one from the in a chronological sequence, and the remaining bills will be shown as outstanding. So outstanding balance, whether it is in credit or debit, that will be shown. The total outstanding amount is shown, and it will be bifurcated in the bucket 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and more than 180, and so on. So again, by voucher-wise details are also given, because as per Rule 37, you have to reverse the credit if not paid within 6 months. So you have to select all credit vouchers. You have to select days more than 181. So you will get party-wise vouchers, voucher date, voucher amount, everything. Then you can decide, you can reverse the input credit wrongly taken because they are not paid for more than 180 days. Same kind of results are available for data. Then there are multiple analytical reports. I will be reading the headings only so that you can understand that accounts squared off during the year. So debit and credit is matching. So those accounts are shown. Then asset addition deletion report is there. So these are the accounts squared off. Asset addition deletion is the tax audit table also. We are showing all the assets, whether addition or deletion is there, voucher number, number of days, date, everything. So in case of addition, from the date of addition to 31st of March, or in case of deletion, days are calculated from 1st April to date of deletion. If narrations are there, those will be reflected over here. Now this company is not using below accounting, so open bill references will not be there. Now all the exception reports are there. You can see creditors having income and sales entry, or creditors having receipt entry, or creditors having no purchases. You can discuss why purchases are not entered to the creditor. Then debtors having purchase and expenditure entries. Technically, there should be sales and income entries, but if the purchase and expense entries are there, so you can see we capture the voucher types also. So whether it is sales entry, purchase entry, revenue entry, no problem, we capture it. Then debtors having no sales, debtors having payment, expenses with cash. So we capture only those expenditure where cash component is there. So we take the total, we show the cash component, and remaining portion will be shown under the others column. Then expense comparison is there on monthly basis. So you can see, for example, in this case, labor charges in April only 600, then it will increase up to 33,000 suddenly. Again, it is increased to 57. Again, it is reduced to 2,000. So you can have a discussion why there is a increase decrease in the expenditure. What is the problem? Why there is no consistency? So this kind of reports are there. Multiple reports are there. Then comes cash section. Cash reports, very important report. So in cash reports, firstly, report is showing for per cash ledger on monthly basis. It is showing how much cash is deposited in bank, or how much cash is deposited in ODCC, or how much cash is withdrawn from bank or ODCC. So if there are multiple cash ledgers, the multiple reports will be there. What is having any query? You can have question answer at the end of the session, sir, if any queries are there. Achha, now second part of the report is very important. Suppose you are having a tally company with data more than with turnover more than 1 crore, but below the tax audit threshold limit. So section 44AB comes into picture. It is showing you the total cash receipts. So if your total cash receipts are more than 5% of the total tally receipts, or if your cash payments are more than 5% of total tally payment, then the tax audit is applicable if your turnover is more than 1 crore but below the tax audit threshold limit. So whenever you are having any company with more than 1 crore turnover but below cash tax audit, it is your duty to go through this report to see whether tax audit is applicable or not. Then we will be showing you negative bank or negative cash. Then there are many data checks are there, like accounts with no GST or no PAN. You can update this thing with the update tally button. Then duplicate GST number. So you can see this Acme 16 number is wrongly given to Agni devices also. That's why that CGST, SGST query was there. So if the duplication of GST numbers are there, then 2A to B reconciliation will be wrong. Then duplicate PAN, duplicate vouchers. Duplicate vouchers means same narration, same party, same invoice number, same amount. And probable purchase and sale of asset. So we have given in generic contribution name of the assets and name of the revenue expenditure. You can alter as per your requirement. And I have given rupees 5,000 as a threshold limit. You can change as per your audit materiality. So software is reading the narration. The narration is Fire TV stick. So it has captured the word TV, and amount is more than 5,000, and it is debited to purchases. So software is thinking they have purchased the TV and debited to purchases. So it is saying verify whether it is purchase of asset entry. Similarly, the rack word is purchase. Rack word is found, amount is more than 5,000, and it is credited to sales. So software is saying verify whether it is sale of asset. So they are just raising the flags. You can go to the entry, and if you find it that there is actual purchase or sale of asset, then you can have a discussion with client and change the entries, capitalize them. So those CAs who are providing account writing services, for them the spell check option is there. Now in this verify creditor or data's entries, you can see the status is explain only, no fail, no pass. Why? Because this can be adjustment entries. Like technically, what should be debited to creditors? So in for creditors, there should be debit of purchase accounts, input GST, direct, indirect expenses, and fixed assets. Other than that, software has found sales is debited to creditors. So software has explain this entry why sales are debited to creditors. Or in this case, technically there should be credit of cash, bank, ODCs, and TDS, but indirect incomes are credited to creditors. So software is asking explain why this entry is passed. So you can go to the log if you find something important or suspicious. You can have discussion with client to understand the accounting treatment. Now there are multiple reports. I have skipped some of the reports. One very unique feature is there, suggested by some of the CAs only, keyword search. So it is like a control F, what we use in our Excel sheet or word sheet. So suppose you want to find out any particular word from Tally, this will be helpful for you to detect the personal ledger expenditure. Okay. Suppose I want to say word bill is there. Okay. And whether I want to select ledgers, so I want to find it ledgers, groups of narration. I say I want to check in all the areas. You can decide the range. Say submit, and you will get all the vouchers where bill word is used. So this will help you to determine the personal ledger expenditure or previous period expenditures also. Now let's jump to next report of reconciliation of opening balance. Very important report. What happens now, though I don't have two different tally companies, but you will understand how it works. I am working using same company for this opening and closing balance updation. So what happens, we finalized our previous tally company in our office. We passed adjustment entries, we finalize the tally company. We may have additional ledgers, we can add the ledgers, and we send the data to client to update everything in their end. But most of the time I have seen they don't update anything on time. And in next year, when we get data from their end, our closing balances are not matching with their opening balance. So suppose this is the older company and this is the new tally company. You have to open the both tally companies in same tally, and after pulling the data, see whether only balance sheet related groups are tick marked. If any mistake, by mistake, any P&L related group is ticked, then untick that group. Okay. And say continue. Now, before doing this, three things you have to keep in mind. Firstly, you have to take the backup of both of the tally companies. Then you have to open both the, you have to split the tally company. Previous year tally company, you need to split up to 31st of March, and current year tally company, you need to split from 1st of April. Now, if the in next month our update tally button will be so updated that there will be a feature that will compare previous tally data with the current tally data, and it will show compare the entries and show that these entries are missing in new tally data. If you click that, our software will update those missing entries in new tally data, so you don't have to split the tally data and you will get the closing and opening balance automatically updated. But right now you have to split the tally data, previous company up to 31st of March and current year company from 1st of April. And you have to open the both the tally companies in same tally. Why this is required? Because if you don't split the data, then suppose the data is starting from 1st April 2012, then software will go and update everything on 1st April 2012. So to update everything on 1st April of the current year, you have to forget data from 1st April. So right now software is comparing opening all the ledgers if the ledger is found in new company or not found in new company. Suppose the ledger is prepared by us and client is unaware of that ledger, that will be shown as ledger not found in new company. Then right now you have to manually add that ledger in new company, and it is comparing closing balances with the opening balances. Um, so if there is a difference, software is saying yes, means there is a requirement of update that. If there is no difference between opening and closing balance, it will be showing as no. So if you say yes to all the ledgers, if you say yes, you will get all the ledgers where there is a difference between opening and closing balances. So there are two options available. Either you can download everything in Excel and ask your client or accountant to update everything, but you don't have time, due date is very nearby, then you can simply say update tally, and this confirmed opening balance will be updated in opening tally balances. Opening balances will be updated automatically. So suppose you pull data again, you will not find any mismatch. Everything will be matched. Closing balances will be matched with the opening. So this will help you to start the audit immediately, and you can finish the finalization within time. Now there are many GST filing softwares are available, but for that you need to upload your purchase register or sales register. And in our case, because we are not having GST Suvidha provider license, we need to download .json files for 2A and 2B from portal. So you need to download the 2A and 2B files. Those files are downloaded in zip format. You have to unzip the files one by one by giving different names. So you can provide April, May, June files, or you can give 1, 2, 3. Different 12 names should be there if you are going for yearly reconciliation. And you have to upload those files. Now there are USPs from our side. Because I am having entire tally data, whenever there is an input entry, be it from JV purchase sale, each and every input entry is captured by the software. Then suppose there is a group company, means head office and branches having different tally companies, but having a single GST number. Then we have to open all the tally companies in the same tally. Those will be listed over here. Tick mark all the tally companies, and you can have a 2A or 2B reconciliation of group company at a time. And most of the time you must have seen that accountant never enter full invoice number. So these options are given, you tick options as per your requirement, and we will find out the probable match also. So I have this report in Excel. So I will show this report in Excel to save the time. So you have to upload the Excel JSON file and run the scrutiny. There are 3 reports: GST summary, JSON reconciliation, and in tally not in JSON. So now what happened? So there are 5 options: GST PAN not found, invoices not found, match found, mismatch found, and probable match. So let's check first GST and PAN not found. Now what happened in JSON file? Name of the supplier is not available. Only GST number is available. So what we do, we compare this GST number in tally with either GST number or PAN number. And if you find that matching PAN or GST, we will capture that party and name will be appearing over here. From that party, we will compare all the invoices. But suppose you don't have GST or PAN number in tally, then we are not able to find out the party. So two-way reconciliation is not possible if GST PAN is not there. And invoice not found means what? I have got the party. I have got the invoice number from 2A also. But nothing is found in tally. So invoices are not there in tally. So it is not, we are not able to reconcile 2 and 2B for those invoices. You know what is match found? Match found means from GST number we have found out the party. I have got the invoice. I have found that invoice in Tally also, and everything is matching. Amounts are matching, taxable amounts as well as GST amount. Now, in generic configuration, we have given the GST rounding of difference amount depending upon your audit modality. Like I have used 2 rupees. So difference up to 2 rupees will be shown as match. Any single paisa difference more than 2 rupees will be shown as mismatch. So why this is given? Because I am having one of the clients with 950 lakhs, 950 crore turnover. So they ask me like up to 150 rupees difference, we consider this as match because following them for 150 rupees is much more costly than 150 rupees. So you provide us that option. That's why we are given the option. So as per your audit modality, you can write the rounding of option and you will get the matching or mismatch accordingly. Now, as I said, mismatch means the difference is more than 2 rupees. You can see there is a difference, huge difference. Taxable amounts in Tally and JSON is not matching. And this is our USP, probable match. So you can see the invoice number from JSON file is CM44398, but in Tally it is 44398 only. Or here you can see PUN 1819, but here PUN space 1819 is there. Now classic case is this TRI oblique 1819 2186, but in Tally only 2186 is there. Still software is comparing and capturing this as probable match because everything amounts are matching. We have found out the party, we have found out the date exactly matching with the invoice. So this can be a probable match. And there is another report that we have claimed the credit, but it is not shown in the JSON file. So in Tally, not in JSON. So now we have to take the follow of these parties, ask them to update everything in to a data so that you can claim the credits correctly. Now the question arises whether we have captured all the GST entries. So that's why this reconciliation is given. So this is the amount of GST from JSON and this is the amount of GST from Tally. There is a difference of 292.9225. Okay, 2,92,92.5. Now this difference is again reconciled. There is a difference because GST or PAN not found, or difference because of invoice not found, or mismatch JSON means amount in Tally is correct but wrong amount in JSON is found, or mismatch in Tally means amount in JSON is correct but wrong amount in Tally is found, or in Tally but not in JSON. So formula is A plus B plus C minus D minus C, and you can see that there is a rounding of difference only. So this shows we have captured each and every GST entry from Tally. And again, we have given the total match found and total probable match. Similarly, 2B reconciliation report is given. So these are all reports from Ledger Vision. Let's jump to Ledger Fusion, and then we can have a question answer session. It takes around 5 minutes more. I have to open that Tally company again. So current period for this Tally company is 20 and 21. Let's open the Ledger Fusion. Ledger Fusion works as same fashion as Ledger Vision, but it is a separate software. So now there are two options. Either you can have a single Tally company with previous year and current year data, or you can have two different Tally data, split data, different data in previous year and different previous year data in different Tally company, and current year data in different Tally company. In that case, you have to open both the Tally companies in same Tally because we are having only one ODBC server, correct? So I have selected the company, I have given the current year, then I will pull the data. While pulling the data, you have to select the company and period in here as well as Tally. As I have already pulled the data, I am not going to pull to save the time. So now data means what we pull opening balances, debit total, credit total, and closing balances. Similarly, while pulling the previous year data, you have to select that company here, go to Tally, change the period to previous year, and pull the data. Suppose you don't want current year, previous year balance sheet, you want only current year balance sheet, then tick this one and don't pull the data. So you will get only current year balance sheet. Now, because it is a private limited company, I have selected option of Schedule 3, but you can select partnership, firm, HOF, or individual. Now, Trust AOP BOI balance sheet will be there in next week. Now, Schedule 3 requires rounding up also. So you can decide whether you want rupees in 100, rupees in 1000, lakhs. Right now, I'm using normal only. Now, in this company, the number of classes of share is 1 and there are 2 promoters. No, this is the information not available in Tally. You have to find it from your previous data, previous reports, and punch here. Let's download the configuration. I have already downloaded configuration. Technically, configuration is the Excel file having opening and closing file balance. As simple as that. So there are questions asked like this is the information not available in Tally, like name of the company, address of the company, SIN, or the name of the director, dean of the director, designation of the director, then name of the firm, partners details, FRN, MRN, UD in place, everything will be there. Okay. And then you can write down the authorized capital details, issued capital details, promoters details. Because I have used 2 promoters, I am getting 2 details. If you use 10 promoters, you will get 10 details. Okay? Now, there is a note list. This note list is a standard MC21 guidance note as per the guidance note issued by MC21. The note list is prepared. So what should be note 1, what should be note 2, what are the sub notes in note 2, all everything is given. And accordingly, software is mapping automatically everything. So you can see the sundry creditors are automatically mapped in front of note 8 of trade payables or note 17 of receivables. The data are mapped. Okay. So everything is automatically mapped, but you have to take care of some of the things because there can be spelling mistakes. So you have to go to this selection and see whether any select note option is there. If any select note option is there at the end, this means something is not mapped correctly. So you can manually intervene and map. Then you have to see whether correct accumulated depreciation and fixed asset classification. Classification means whether it is plant or machinery or furniture fixture or vehicle or office equipment. So whether it is correctly bifurcated by software. Then you need to see whether correct deferred tax and current tax everything is mapped, because most of the time I have seen deferred tax spelling is mistaken, so software will not be able to understand if spelling is wrongly done. Then or one time you have to check everything. Okay, it takes around 5 to 10 minutes. Only thing is very simple, just all the drop downs are there. So go to Tally, see whether everything is kept, use the filters over here, capital, current account, everything, and then you can decide. Once you satisfied that everything is mapped, save and shut down the configuration and upload the configuration with the help of this button. Once you upload the configuration, I have already uploaded that. There is an option. You can have detailed view of balance sheet or condensed view. As per your requirement, you can decide. And if you say prepare balance sheet, suppose you have already calculated your depreciation as per company law, depreciation as per income tax act, deferred tax, MAT, or current tax and provision, etc. And everything is entered in Tally, just say OK. And you will get ready-made balance sheet as per Tally in Excel. But suppose you have not calculated anything, then we will calculate everything for you. Okay. So once you say okay, you will get ready-made balance sheet. I have already downloaded that report. So firstly, you will get the basic cover page. Here you will get name of the company, address, and annual report, etc. Okay. So number you have to mention the annual report number. You will get auditor's details. If you want to use this cover page, if you are having separate cover page, ignore this one. Now sheet 1 is using management representation letter. Standard pointers are given. You can go through, you can alter, you can add, you can delete, and get it signed from the member management. Then balance sheet is there. So you can see the signatory details are there, and all the links or all the formulas are there. So nothing is hidden. Okay, and hyperlinks are given. So you can jump to notes and you can jump back. So you can see a standard output is there in Excel. So you can, it will save your huge time. On this 27th of December last year, I have prepared more than 17 balance sheets in one day. It is so fast. So P&L is there. All notes to accounts are given one below the other. So you will get like all the authorized capital details you have provided, they are there. So everything is there. Okay. Now all the significant accounting policies are notes given. Standard pointers are there. You want, you can change as per your requirement. Yes, yes, sir. I will show that also. So then disclosures are there. Now I am struggling with the disclosures right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That will be there. 1 minute. So in disclosures, now they are asking us for outstanding for more than 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year. This is right now not possible for us from current tally, but we are coming with some solutions so that we can provide you. Right now, I'm giving the blank formats as per your requirement. Now you can see these details are not available from tally, like title deeds of immovable property not held in the name of company, etc. So accordingly, we will be providing you ratio analysis, cash flow, disallowances. You have to fill in the details of disallowances so that you can calculate for you income tax. You have to select the tax rate from here. Drop down is given. For this or for calculation of deferred tax also, you need to update the company law depreciation. So fill up this template and you will get updated notes of company law, or just go on writing your WDV, opening WDV, and you will get the company income tax depreciation, and accordingly everything is calculated. Now for non-corporate assessee, this is the format. Similar presentation is there. Only thing is balance sheet is given in horizontal format. Now I will be giving the option whether you want horizontal balance sheet or vertical balance sheet, and accordingly you will get. Suppose you want only current year balance sheet, the option is there. You can tick the current year box and you will get only 1 year first current year figures only. Previous year figures will not be there. Okay. So cover page is there, notes are there, one below the others, and we have calculated the different capital account will. So capital account will be in T-shape format. That will be there. This is the older report, but in updated version that has launched by me. So we will get T-shaped capital account. Right now it is in horizontal format, but we will get T-shape. It is there in updated version. You can download the updated version. Then we can calculate AMT for you, and we can calculate income tax for you as well. Okay. And IT depreciation is also there. You have to just fill up the WDV over here, and you will get the update, or everything will be calculated automatically. So you don't have to update the WDVs also. Okay. And accordingly, you will get horizontal balance sheet. But the option will be there in next week whether you want vertical, because as per WRC guideline, in case of LLP, you need to provide a vertical format of balance sheet. So the option is with you. If you want vertical, you will get vertical. If you want horizontal, you will get horizontal. So in a way, this will save a lot of time, and you will get ready-made Excel sheet. The same features are there. Hyperlinks are given. You can jump to notes. You can jump back to P&L or balance sheet as the case may be. So this is all from my side. If anybody having any questions or answers or suggestions, I will be happy to answer, or I will be happy to accept the suggestions provided from you. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I will request members to raise their hand on screen, and then only we can take question. So it will not be a jumble to all the members. So please raise your hand so we can take a question, sir.
And just for, if you want demo version, you can download our demo version from our website. Okay. So here overview ledgervision.in is the website. You can download. Here the YouTube channel is also given, and you can download from here. Try it too. So try it on your own. Compare the results given by the software, so that you will understand whether it is useful for you. There is no restriction on usage. We can provide you full version for a couple of weeks also. I want you to use and see whether it is satisfactory for you or not. Question is there.
So till then, I'll ask some question. Sir, in case some of the clients are maintaining inputs and outputs in a single ledger like CGST, SGST, IGST.
Correct.
In such case, rate of GST is not mentioned on the ledger, in the ledger.
Correct. So what software will do? Software goes
Tally we are saying, like with Tally, some of the account.
What happened? We pull everything from Tally. We have got the Tally classification of GST rates also with us, and we have got all the stock items also. So what we do, if we don't find rate in GST ledgers, we go to firstly expenditure ledgers. If the GST rate is there in question ledger masters of expenditures, that is okay. If there is no GST rate, then we go to GST classification. If there is no rate, then we go to stock items. If nothing is maintained in Tally, no rate is available in Tally, then we use iterative calculation. The code is written in a way that it will perform iterative calculation on each voucher to ascertain whether correct GST rate is used or not. So very difficult code, because you can see there can be multiple stock items in a single tally entry, but we have written that code. It goes for iterative calculation and it detects whether the entry is correctly passed or
not. Okay, okay. And one more thing you added in your webinar, that two-way download two-way from the website of GST, and from there you can extract the you can say zip, and then put the file in different names to the files, and then insert inside the this website. You can say software. But if we get yearly two-way in our software, I use software Compute GST, you can say.
So if you are having any GST software, then go for that, because Computax or GST Hero or any kind of filing clear tax, they are GST Suvidha providers. Okay, so their software will be much more sophisticated from ours. This is a complementary tool, GST 2A to be reconciliation. They are requested. This is requested by those CAs who are working on Excel for 2A and 2B reconciliation. So for them, instead of going for GST software, I have given the utility in this software only, so that they can download .json files and have the 2A reconciliation or 2B reconciliation. But if you are having any good GST filing software, go for that, because they are having a GST Suvidha. They are huge. Okay, so they can directly connect with the portal. So, but in that case, what happens? You have to upload everything in their software. Correct?
Right, sir. Right, sir. Very true.
They maintain their own cloud. So technically, you are parting your client's data with them.
No, sir. Actually, we have the local data software, so there is no issue of that. No issues. If any of the member has a query, please raise your hand, or you can say you can unmute yourself and ask the query.
Correct.
Please unmute yourself and ask the query, or you can put it into chat also.
Mostly when you use the software, you will have the questions. So I request you to try to download and use. And I can provide you full version. If you want, you can contact me. I can provide you full version of for 1 week with 5 or 6 tally companies. To try it on your own, see whether it is applicable, it is helpful for you or not. Then only you can go for the software. We are very open for that. If you can try it on your own, if you are satisfied with the results, then you can decide whether you can go for software. And then you can have the queries or suggestions also. If not right now, you can ask queries me any day, anytime. You can call me anytime.
Suresh sir, आपको query था कुछ? Suresh Hazard sir, you unmuted your mic. So do you have any query?
No.
Okay.
These are my contact details, and this is our website. You can use this detail. If you want, I can share this PPT with Garg sir, and you can circulate it to your.
So with the permission of Chairman sir, we will move to the vote of thanks. Sir, should we? Okay, sir. So I request Deputy Convener of Nandurbar CP chapter, CA Parth Desai sir, to present his vote of thanks. Sir, you are mute. Please join with audio.
Hello.
Yes, sir, please.
On behalf of Nandurbar CP chapter, Dhule branch of ICAI and Malegaon chapter of ICAI, first of all, I would like to thank Niranjan sir for giving deep insight into various aspects of Tally, and they are really useful to us. And Niranjan sir explained all the concept in very lucid and easy manner. So we got many insights about the different features about it, and I would really heartily thank Niranjan sir for this knowledgeable and valuable session. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sagar sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. With the permission of Chairman, sir, we will conclude this session. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, Niranjan sir, for your
Yes, sir.
session.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.